So many business owners are making YouTube videos that flop because they keep making the same mistakes I'm going to talk about in this video. Even if you make the most amazing video with the highest production budget and it's creative and it's funny and it's valuable, if you make these mistakes, then that video is very likely to flop. By the way, I'm Drew. I've been a filmmaker for over 7 years and we've made hundreds of ads for our clients that have been very successful and delivered a lot of value. But my personal YouTube project completely flopped because I made a lot of the same mistakes that I'm going to share with you and teach you how to avoid in this video. The first mistake I made is that I didn't respect the platform. You see, every social media platform has rules. If you don't follow them, you will have consequences. Your videos will lose. I mean, that's brutal, but that's the environment of a social media platform. On my old channel, I protested this all the time, and I would say things like, I don't want to care about hooks or engaging titles or thumbnails. I just want to make creative videos or beautiful videos or entertaining videos. I don't need to follow whatever's working on the meta of the platform. And you can think that all you want and make protest video after protest video like I did, but at the end of the day, when the results aren't there and when there's not growth on your channel, now you know why. It's because you didn't follow the rules of the house. I mean, think about it. Imagine you were invited to a party and you went on to disregard every rule that they set. Would you be surprised if they never invited you back? Of course you wouldn't, because that's exactly how you would treat someone who disrespected all of your rules. In the 2.5 years I was building my old YouTube channel, I got lapped time and time again, and I had some moderate success and actually did start a business in that same industry. So it's not like I completely failed, but I didn't build the robust engine for value and growth that some of my friends had. At the end of the day, my strategy was just hoping that one of my videos would go viral by pure chance and then I would make it. That's the overall mistake that a lot of creators, especially in the business sphere, are making, is that they're completely ignoring the rules of the house. The first house rule I want to talk about is that you have to have your audience in mind first. My old channel, I didn't have a specific enough audience in mind. It was just kind of a general audience that could have been millions of people, but I didn't niche down enough. And because of that, I didn't really have a message that was going to reach enough people to build a sustainable channel. So this means that successful channels start with their audience first. And if you're a business, this is really easy. You already have this built in. Who are the people that are buying your products and services? What audience is seeking a solution to a problem that you offer? That part is very simple, and all you have to do is align your content around that audience, and this part takes care of itself. The next phase, though, takes that a little deeper. Not only do you have to have your audience in mind, but you have to have real value and clarity in your messaging. Now, sometimes people go off the deep end with one of these two things. I know people who will make hour-long videos doing deep dives on really, really specific nerdy stuff that's super valuable. It's like a Harvard education, but the average viewer, they ain't got time for that. And other people will be so brief that they haven't really said much of anything except repeated platitudes in that industry that everybody already knows. The ideal video is delivering consistent value point after point all the way through to the end, and it has enough clarity that the average viewer who's not as much of an expert on your topic as you are can still approach that video and feel like it was meant for them. The next rule is that packaging is everything. Primarily, YouTube is a click then watch platform, and you probably hear this phrase all the time. Almost every video that tells you how to make good videos talks about this, but you discover a video primarily through its thumbnail and its title, and that package is competing against every other video on every other viewer's homepage that's in that audience pool, which means that if you're not making thumbnails and titles that are intriguing, attractive, and simple enough to catch the viewer's attention and give them an idea of what your video is about, you've already lost. You could make an otherwise excellent video, but if the packaging doesn't attract a click, then you've essentially wasted hours on a video that no one's going to see. There's tons of videos about how to make good thumbnails, and this is also something that changes constantly. But at the end of the day, if you make a thumbnail that sets the proper expectation for the video you've made and generates interest and curiosity in the topic, the audience you've designed your video for will click on that thumbnail. It's pretty much that simple. Everything else from there is experimentation and reps. What this means, though, is a lot of successful creators are not thinking of their video ideas or scripts first. They're thinking of titles and thumbnails, and they're constantly writing down ideas for titles and thumbnails that they think would perform well, and then building out the video that package sets the expectation for. Anything in your script or in your video ideation process that doesn't advance that end is something that can be cut ruthlessly. It's just fluff that might not make it a better video. I built a business that was focused on high production quality, that was focused on cameras and lights and everything being perfect with the production. And I didn't focus enough on these strategies. Creators in almost every niche imaginable with just a simple webcam and a good microphone who understand the principles I just shared, and they're consistently scaling and building sustainable revenue generating businesses on YouTube. So essentially, when you put all that together, you have an audience in mind who you've attracted with a relevant title and thumbnail to a video that brings real value and clarity. And that's going to satisfy the viewer. That's the perfect recipe for YouTube success. And if you can do that consistently with all of those principles in mind, then you will scale on YouTube. Now, we could go a lot more in depth on any one of those pieces of the puzzle that I just shared. In fact, the next video that I'm going to make is all about one of the most important metrics on YouTube, which is retention, how you actually get your viewers to stick around and care about your videos. So if you want to see that video or other videos like it, where we're talking through YouTube strategies that work, especially for businesses, make sure you hit the like button and subscribe, and we'll see you in the next one.